How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Lastpackmagik podcast. This is episode 2. This is a brand new podcast I just started doing for people out there who are just getting into Marvel cards, who have been into it for a little while, and people who have been doing it for their whole lives. I hope that you can enjoy these, watch these, and get something out of them that will answer some questions that you might have had that you're looking for answers to, and find new ways to enjoy the hobby in a way that's fun for everybody. Today, we're going to talk about something that a lot of people have questions about. It's upperdeck's Epack. So Epack is a website through upperdeck where you can trade cards and buy cards online and enjoy the box break experience through there. Trade with friends, collect, message back and forth. There's a lot of different options. So our guest today is going to help us break it down and get to the bottom of what this whole Epack thing is. So a lot of you guys are familiar with this guest. He's a wicked box breaker. He's been in the hobby a long time. Without further ado, I'm going to bring him in here. Luis.
Yo.
What's going
What's
on,
up,
big guy?
baby? How you doing?
Great.
Doing
Man.
good. Can you hear me good?
Dude, your audio is perfect. You're good. And you got reception. You're good.
I'm outside for you, bro. Like, we got a cold front coming in, so my service went to crap again. So I gotta do this remote live streaming, dude, outside in the car.
Getting it done. I really appreciate
That's it, bro. For sure. I didn't want to let you down, so
Really appreciate it. You're just fresh off a trip from OAX. You're back?
physically, I'm here, but spiritually, I feel like I'm still over there, man. It was such an insane experience, man. It really was awesome being able to connect with so many homies around the country that I've been friends with, for a while, and people I interact with on a daily basis. You know what I mean? It was just good to get everybody in house and just get wild with it. You know what I mean?
It was like Disneyland for Marvel card fans by the looks of it.
Dude, it was crazy. Everybody brought their collections, like stuff to sell, stuff to trade. People are looking to buy, cases of like high-end product, cases of product you don't see get open often. We had Midnight Suns, we had MM22, we had all the homies in the building. It was, we had Dando Santos in the building the whole week with us. So it was insane, bro. The vibe it was ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So today's topic that we were going to cover on the podcast is upperdeck's Epack.
Yep.
And you are a avid Epack user. You want to start us out with telling us what is Epack?
So pretty much Epack is a site you go on and you can purchase product directly through upperdeck, and then you can digitally open it, like in real time on Epack on the site. So you can go on, let's say you live in a place where you don't have a card shop near you, and you want to rip some Marvel packs, instead of having to wait, days to purchase something and have it shipped to you, you can go on to upperdeck.epack.com and you can literally purchase those same products directly on the site. And then you can open digitally on the site. And then whatever cards you want to get sent home, they're all your cards, right? Like they all stay saved onto your account. And then you can request to get them shipped home to you whenever you want. You can trade the cards, you can trade physical cards digitally with other collectors. You can, purchase stuff from other collectors off Epack. You can sell stuff off of Epack through the different various communities on Facebook and stuff like that. So it's just it's a really good platform. It's a dangerous platform in the sense that not dangerous that you got to worry about your card information being stolen or getting robbed or anything, but it's dangerous because it's so easy to purchase product. You literally click a button and it's purchased. There's no effort to it. So it makes it very addicting.
For real.
Yeah.
For real. That's so true. Quick question for you. Are all of the cards physical? So when you buy a card on there, are all of them physical?
in most sets, not all are physical. Some are digital. Obviously, like the numbered cards, like the big hits, those are all physical.
Yeah.
Typically, what's digital are the base cards.
Right.
So there's, and they'll have something where you can combine multiple digital base cards of the same card and then redeem it for a physical Epack exclusive parallel. So prime example, I'll take you back to Spider-Man Metal because that's the set that I went the hardest on Epack. So I believe Spider-Man Metal, it was 10 base cards, digital base cards. It was 10. You redeemed it and you got a Epack blue parallel exclusive. So it
Yeah.
was like a blue foil parallel that was exclusive to Epack. Now, if you redeem 10 of those blues of that exact same character, you got the next stage up, which were the neon greens.
Okay. And in X-Men Metal, they were blacks, right?
I didn't. I believe that's what they were. I didn't participate in X-Men Metal. I wasn't really engaged in Modern Marvel when X-Men Metal was out on Epack.
So I just want to confirm here. So some of the base sets like Marvel Beginnings, the base sets, the base cards are going to be digital, which you can combine for an Epack achievement. So you trade with your friends.
It's not an Epack. It's not an Epack achievement. It's an Epack exclusive parallel.
Perfect. Thank you for clarifying that. So we get our digital base, and we can trade with friends to combine to get 10 of them, and then make those 10 cards, for example, a blue. And then once you get 10 of those blues, you can combine those to get another card.
Yes. So like I was saying with Spider-Man Metal, it was 10 for one blue and 100 for one green. So 10 blues gave you one green. I believe Beginnings it's 5, right? Or is it 10?
I think it's 10 to get a purple. So if you get 10 base cards for, say, Sabretooth,
Okay.
and you put the 10 base together, you get one purple. And then if you get 10 purples and combine them through a little switch that you press on Epack once you have the 10 to redeem, they turn into the white rainbow.
Okay, yeah. So I didn't know if it was 10 or 5 because annual it was 5.
Okay, I think it's 10. Don't quote me on that. I haven't redeemed.
Yeah, I did redeem some of. It may be 10, whatever, but it's either 5 or 10. But yeah, usually the majority of the base are going to be digital. But like in Spider-Man Metal, and I'm sure X-Men Metal was probably similar, you had the low series base, which was 1 to 100, and the high series base, which was 101 to 200. And I believe all the high series in Spider-Man Metal were physical.
Cool.
So only the low series was digital. And I believe you could still combine 10 high series to get the blue and 100 high series to get the green. But those were so difficult to achieve. It was crazy.
Yeah, so that's part of the fun of
But they're
Epack.
cool. The parallels are very nice.
Very cool. I know a lot of people, that's a question they have since it's an online service. Are they all digital cards? Are they all physical? And the answer is that only some sets have base that are digital. Everything else is physical.
Correct. I believe Masterpieces everything is physical as well.
For what they're charging, it better be.
Yes. And I'm sure there's still going to be combined. I don't know if there's going to be combinables. We'll see if they change it for this year, but yeah, there's definitely going to be achievements for sure.
So there have been sets recently that have been Epack exclusive, meaning that the only place you could buy these sets were on Epack, and it was called Unbound by Fred Ian.
Yeah, there's numerous sets that are Epack exclusives. Unbound's a big one. You had the Across the Spider-Verse. It was like a weekly set, and it was like a 3-week thing. They did it for the Guardians of the Galaxy. I believe they did it for the Marvels. Was it the Marvels? So yeah, so those are pretty much exclusive to Epack. and it was a weekly thing. You'd have the base, you'd have the SP and the SSP for 3 weeks straight, and then at the end you would redeem. If you had all the base, you would redeem for one achievement. If you had all the SP, you'd get a different achievement, and all the SSP, you would get a third different achievement. So
Right.
yeah.
So on Epack, you also you have you were saying that it's really easy to buy. Like if you can get ahead of yourself, what can you buy on Epack? Like is it packs? Is it boxes? What is it?
You can buy packs, booster boxes, and cases.
In cases. You can buy a whole case on Epack.
You can buy a whole case and rip it, within minutes, just hanging out at the crib.
That's that is dangerous. I've never bought a case, but I've definitely bought some packs on Epack.
It's fun for sure. It's definitely fun, and obviously you got to be, you got to come into it, with a level head and focused, and be like, I'm just gonna buy this, and I'm not gonna chase the dragon. You know what I mean?
That's right. Have you ever participated in pack wars?
Yeah, it's pain in the ass, but it's fun.
Why don't you tell us what pack wars is?
So pack wars, pretty much, they do that with like sets that are like heavily printed, like annual. Like I believe they're gonna do one for beginnings as well. So pretty much, you buy digital battle packs. I think it was like $7.25 for 5 battle packs.
Okay.
And then you'd go into a separate server, which is the Pack Wars off of Epack.
Yeah.
And then each battle pack is one battle. And then you face a lobby full of collectors that they're trying to stack up wins. The key is to stack up wins, because every time you win a battle, you get a card back. And it could be, an insert, if you're lucky, a printing plate, a sketch card, like the sketches and the printing plates are hard to hit. But what's beautiful about the Pack Wars is, and typically you're always going to spend more than what you're going to get back. You know what I mean? Like some people can get lucky for sure, but typically it's a losing battle. But if there's a specific achievement that's very desirable, and it's a low numbered achievement, then it becomes a point where, okay, I could either go for it, or I can wait and see if somebody sells their achievement.
Yeah.
And that happens pretty much almost every set. Somebody's going to sell their achievements within the group. Like for the Pack Wars for annual week 1, I jumped on it, and I made sure I put myself in the top 25, because the top 25, you left with a Carnage at a 99, really sick, parallel. But the chase parallel was the Spider-Man at a 25. Wow. So there was only 25 exclusive, Epack achievement card. I'm a big Spider-Man collector, so I had to go for it, right? Because I'm thinking to myself, as much as it's going to cost to get in the top 25, I don't know if somebody's going to be willing to give up their achievement cheap. And then when it ended, I believe I only saw one. I think I only saw one, maybe 2 of the achievements pop up, and they sold instantly. And I haven't seen any more of the Spider-Mans go up. So I know I'm keeping mine. I'm not selling mine.
Could you talk to us about some of your biggest achievements that you've got on Epack? Like what's your top level there? What have you got?
My biggest achievement on Epack, and it was like 120 grand later, like literally like 100, like I want to say I was close. I was about 100 grand into Spider-Man Metal on Epack before I redeemed my main achievement. And so for Spider-Man Metal, they did the comic cover achievements, and it was all Spider-Man covers. So they broke up comic covers into 16 panel cards, and whichever one you redeemed, you would win. You would get the all 16 cuts that made up a comic cover. So there was only 50 covers available. But out of the 50, there were the top bracket. It was the top 5 comic book covers.
Yeah.
So, and those were the first 5 people to complete a full achievement set was able to redeem one of those top 5 covers, and they were big covers. The first one was ASM 300, first appearance of Venom. That cover was there. The first appearance of Kingpin cover. The first appearance of Green Goblin. ASM 3, which is the first appearance of Doc Ock, which that's the one that I got. And then the Grail cover was the AF-15 cover.
Yeah.
So that was the AF-15 was the chase. So when I redeemed my cover achievement, I believe I was the first one to go was the ASM 300. The second to go was the first appearance of Kingpin. So the three top covers were left as far as like vintage and value, like as far as what these books graded are valued.
Mm-hmm.
So I redeemed mine third, and I got the ASM 3. So it was the first appearance of Doc Ock, which value-wise was the second top. It was like the second best achievement of the set.
Amazing.
And then the dude, which is the homie Grayson from Cherry Collectibles,
yeah,
he redeemed his right after I redeemed mine, and he got the AF-15. So you didn't know which one you would get. But before I redeemed my cover, I was sitting there with my wife. It was like 8:30 in the morning, dude. Like I literally grinded day and night for 4 straight days to get into the top 5 covers.
Yeah.
Right? And I told my wife, listen, if I don't get the AF-15 cover, I'll be okay with it, because I had pulled the cut already, like
Cool,
months before. So I already had a piece of the book. You know what I mean? So I was like, if I don't get the AF-15, I want the ASM 3. As far, third appearance, not third, fourth appearance of Spider-Man, first appearance of Doc Ock. Like 1963, like it was a big deal book. Like it's a big deal book. And I was like, I'll be happy with either of those two. And when I redeemed it, I had the ASM 3. And I geeked the F out. I wasn't even sad that I didn't get the AF-15, dude, because just being able to have any of the top 5 is like incredible, right?
What was your reaction like?
Dude, I flipped the fuck out, dude. It was literally like 8:30, 8:45 in the morning. Yeah. And I woke up my wife and I was like, bro, I literally slept maybe 1 or 2 hours each night for 4 days. It was a fucking hunt. Yeah. It was a hunt. And I knew there were big boys chasing those top covers.
Big competition for it. Big competition.
Yeah, there was you could feel the pressure, because literally once I redeemed my cover, by 10 a.m. the top 5 covers were gone already.
Man, you willed that. It pays to be first, but you willed that into existence.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I willed it with my wallet, bro. You know?
Yeah, put your money.
And definitely a lot of dedication, a lot of trading, dude. And I gained so many friends during that journey, those 4 days. I did tons of trades with people. I helped a lot of people complete their achievements. They helped me tremendously. Like without the community support and help, I would have never been able to finish it, dude. You would have. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you have a preference? Do you prefer the Epack chase, or do you prefer opening physical product?
I like doing both.
Yeah.
I like doing both, because there's nothing beats like ripping a pack with your hands, like, pulling a monster Grail card physically out of a box, out of a pack, is extremely rewarding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But on the flip side, hitting a major like Grail level achievement on Epack is just as satisfying. So it depends. If the set has very good achievements,
Yeah.
then okay, if you're into achievements and you're into collecting exclusive cards and you've decided, okay, this is the set that I want to dive deep into,
Mm-hmm.
then I recommend waiting for Epack. Because
Yes.
typically the prices per box are cheaper.
Yeah.
Damn fly in my car. The prices per box are cheaper. Typically, I feel like Epack is a little bit more loaded than physical product. Like
Interesting.
with Spider-Man Metal, I pulled so many green PMGs and so many platinum portraits off Epack that I
Yeah.
pulled a very small amount out of physical.
It's really interesting. I've often wondered that, how the distribution is different. It's really interesting to hear you say that.
Yeah. So again, maybe that's just my experience, but I've heard a lot of collectors have pretty much relayed the same info.
Yeah.
So I would pretty much wait for Epack. If it's a set that you're looking to dive deep in, like if you've already decided, okay, I really want to collect this set heavy. Your best bet is wait for Epack. It'll be cheaper. And then as you're building your set, as you're building your binder sets, you're also racking up achievements that you won't get out of physical.
Yeah. And for the people that were paying attention earlier, most of the cards are physical in these higher end sets. It's only in like a Marvel Beginnings or a Marvel Annual or whatnot, or Marvel X-Men
No, there's a
Metal.
lot of set. There's a lot of set. There's a lot less sets without digital without digital cards than there are with.
Yeah. For myself, when I discovered Epack, it changed collecting completely for me. It gave me access to things that I couldn't find on eBay, that I couldn't find in the Facebook groups. When I learned how to search through Epack and communicate with people, it changed collecting for me completely. Like I had access to cards that I couldn't believe were out there. Did you have a similar experience?
Yeah, dude, because typically a larger part of the print run of a set is on Epack, and typically it's the smaller percentage of the print run is physical. So,
What do you think the percent ratio is?
dude, I don't know. Like I've heard, 70-30, 60-40. I would think, again, I don't want to give out an information that's false and not accurate. But if I was to guess, I'd say probably in that 35 to 40% of the set is probably physical.
Yeah.
Maybe something like masterpieces. Some people are saying maybe closer to 50-50, but who knows?
Who knows?
Typically, there's more on Epack, though.
If anybody does know, we would love to hear from you in the comments. We'd love to hear your questions in the comments too. I'll make sure I get back to you guys if you guys have questions of anything that we've discussed here. I'll love hearing your comments. Let's get to the darker side of Epack. Having to reach out to people, trying to get cards. From my experience, it's like putting a message in a bottle and hurling it into the ocean and hoping that someone answers. I would say for myself, 50% of the time I get a response. It can be very frustrating. What's your experience been with it?
I'd say probably about the same. The only time that I do see a higher percentage of engagement on trades and stuff through Epack is typically when a new set releases on it, because people are chasing achievements. Once you wait a while, when a set stays like, just stagnant a little bit, just sitting on Epack, that it gets a lot harder because people probably already chased their achievements. They've got what they wanted to collect done. Yeah. And then they just dip out until the next set hits Epack and they get back on. So that happens a lot. So if you're looking to trade, it's best to trade like the first few weeks of a set release. The earlier the set release, I feel like you've got, a better chance of engagement. But also, that doesn't necessarily mean that the card you're going to be after is going to be hit yet, So you may have to wait a month or two or a few months, and then it just all depends on how active that user is.
So something that's happened in Epack that I think is a fact is that there are people from other collectible hobbies. Let's just use the sports card community as an example. They rip a pack of something Marvel, hit something huge, and then just continue on with sports, and that card's kind of locked up. Or they don't use their Epack anymore, and it's just locked up.
That happens, no doubt. No, 1,000% that happens, bro.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's a sad thing, man. It really is.
It's infuriating.
Oh yeah, it's tough.
I don't actually know what the little dot next to people's messages means, but there's green, red, and gray. Can you shed any light on what those mean?
Shit, I honestly don't know. I don't think I've dug that deep. I think green, maybe green that they're active, red that they're not. I don't know.
I don't know either. But if anybody if anybody out there watching this does
I've
know,
never dove that deep into that.
Because I'm always messaging people about items that I'm after, and they have, and I'm seeing them, and their dot is gray or red, and they're never responding. So, someone in the comments, if you want to let us know what that means, me and Lewis would love to know that answer.
Yeah, I haven't dug that. I think that's what that means. Green if they're active, red if they're not. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah, I hope gray.
And also another thing, there's a lot of collectors from different countries around the world that can participate with Epack as well. Because I've got friends in Australia that rip it. I got friends in China that are ripping it. Homies in Canada that are ripping it. You know what I mean? So that's a cool thing. A lot of the shipping sucks ass, right? Like what they charge to ship sucks a major. It's fucking ridiculous. But at the bare minimum, you can at least participate. If you hit a monster card, shipping one card isn't that crazy, or a smaller group of cards, but at least you have the opportunity, right? Like it's better to have the opportunity and have to pay a little bit of a tax to get it. It sucks, but I would probably prefer to have the opportunity to participate and then decide if I want to, you know what I mean?
In this hobby of ours, shipping is the life tax. It's an inevitable thing. There is no avoiding shipping. It just doesn't. It's impossible.
No.
So some of the achievements that I've really liked seeing people get on Epack are printing plate achievements. There's been 4-panel booklets in X-Men metal and Spider-Man metal that were just spectacular. For the first time, they were offering printing plates as a complete set, the 4 of them, instead of going through the painstaking chasing every single one, the 4 throughout a set. The Beginnings is giving out individual printing plates as an achievement as well. You don't get to pick, you're awarded what you get, but that's where character collecting comes into this, is trying to get those achievements that somebody else hit for your character. It promotes trading.
Was it Beginnings of printing plate booklets as well?
Not booklets, but Beginnings has the flipped FX printing plates as achievements.
Okay, yeah, we're talking about achievements. Okay, you're right. My bad. I got confused because I believe within a pack you can pull a printing plate booklet
of Beginnings.
I know there was a set recently that did it.
I got the Premiere one for sure. The Premiere ones are gorgeous.
Premiere may be the one. That's what it was. Let's
segue into the next bit of this conversation. Premiere is a set that is really heavily focused on sketch cards. That's going to be an Epack product, correct?
I'm pretty sure it's going to be. I've never participated in a previous Premiere set on Epack, so I can't really give you too much knowledge on that. But I would assume there's going to be some kind of achievement for sure. I don't think it'll be sketches. I think it'll be mainly like in the inserts and the base and the I don't think the sketches will dictate that.
So I want to talk about that. So are sketches a thing on Epack is what we should lead into?
Oh yeah, sketches are a big thing on Epack for sure. Sketches and people chase sketches and printing plates heavy on Epack.
Big time.
Yeah.
These sketches can come to, some of the achievements you can get are the puzzle piece sketches.
Very nice. Yeah, I've seen some crazy puzzle piece sketches as achievements. Yep. For sure.
Yeah. It's really
achievements
cool
come in all shapes and sizes, man. You know what I mean? Like, as far as, well, they're all the same shape, right? But like you can get printing plate achievements. You can get like clear card achievements, like different acetate achievements. You can get like the comic cover achievements,
Yeah.
the printing plate booklet achievements. Trying to think, what else can they? I believe there was auto achievements as well.
Was there?
Maybe and the
Oh,
MCU set. I could be wrong. I don't really participate in the MCU sets,
yeah.
but I feel like there was. I could be mistaken, but there's so many different kinds of achievements, man. It's fun. It's fun, but typically to chase them, you're gonna pay up to chase them because they're not easy, you know.
Yeah.
And it really comes down to the community, right? Like trading with amongst each other. That's typically like the biggest saving grace of achievement chasing is being able to trade something you have a duplicate of to somebody that's in need of it, and they have something that you need, and everybody wins like that. And you can really build up a strong group of collectors on Epack that are friends that trade amongst
Yeah.
each other.
For sure. It's one of my favorite parts about Epack is how it promotes trading amongst collectors. Much to my frustration, often when I reach out to somebody about a card, they're like, I don't sell cards, I only trade them. And it pushes me to have to open up boxes to have what we call trade fodder, trade items. So why don't we, have you done that before where you just rip boxes so that you have something at least to trade with these people?
Uh, yeah, yeah, that happens for sure. Um, Typically, I don't really go crazy like that. If I have to start doing that, then I'll just try to buy it direct, you know, or wait
Same.
for it to hit, or wait for it to hit on ComC. Like, if it's a set that I like, I'll definitely open a few boxes and have fun. And if
Yeah.
there's something that I, hit that somebody needs, that's cool. But unless you really need a card like that, like very like badly,
Yeah.
you just got to be patient, bro. I think patience is the key to it.
You are 100% correct.
Being patient, unless it's something like number 10 or under, then I don't think you can be too patient. But then even then, sometimes if you're patient, it'll come. But I think when you're talking about like low numbered stuff like that low, you kind of got to, strike while the iron's hot. You know what I mean?
For sure. No, I agree with you completely.
But most achievements, you can definitely just take your time with it, be patient. And most cards that you need that you're chasing from a set, just if you're patient, they'll pop up.
That's right. We've covered a lot of stuff about Epack. We've covered, the intros and the deep dives into Epack and the achievements, the sketch cards, the digital cards. Um, you know, Coincidentally today, my Epack showed up in the mail. I had this shipped, like you were saying, it's expensive and it also takes a while. So I ordered this a little while ago. This is my entire Epack of my entire Sabretooth collection that I had on there. And there were cards that I wasn't going to find elsewhere. So I'm really, really glad to have got it. I think me and Lewis will jump on live right after this podcast recording, and we'll bust this open for all the homies out there.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude. Yeah, it's expensive. It takes forever, but bro, it feels like Christmas when it lands.
Right? I mean, this might actually be the most important Marvel box I've ever got in the mail. I worked hard to get these, to everything in there.
I'm excited to see what you got, bro.
Yeah, man. Lewis, is there anything else that you want to add about Epack, or where can the people find you and all that stuff?
Well, first off with Epack, just be careful, be wise with your decisions, because it's very easy to blow a lot of money chasing something and that you may not even hit, that you could have probably just bought and saved yourself, the extra money and the grinding. But if you're truly passionate about a set and you really want to go hard and you want to collect, the big achievements, it's going to cost a lot of money. You're going to need a lot of help from the community and trades. And it's very rewarding as well. So just be careful. It can get really slippery. It can get you can start chasing hits. And when you start chasing hits, you excuse me, you blow through, a few cases of something, you spend, several $1,000s, and then after you're done, you go and you look at your account, you're like, whoa, shit.
Yeah.
I just spent 4 or 5 grand tonight just ripping boxes.
Yeah. Really
So just be
important.
careful and have fun. There's definitely a lot more pros than cons to Epack.
Yeah.
There's a lot more opportunity than not on Epack. So just be careful and have fun and enjoy it.
Absolutely. I'd like to throw in on that as well. Having a budget while you're collecting going into it will save you a lot of a headache. If you set yourself a pretty solid budget before you go into these chases and things like that, it will save yourself a lot of headache.
Yep, for sure.
Another thing with people reaching out, if you reach out to somebody on Epack and you get a price or an answer that isn't the answer that you were hoping for, be grateful to that person that they responded, because take it from me and Lewis, there's some really frustrating experiences trying to get cards from just no response account. So if you reach out to an account and they get back to you, even if it's not the answer that you want, don't be shy to say thanks a lot for responding. I really appreciate
Yeah, for
it.
sure.
We're trying to promote response on Epack a lot.
Yep, no doubt. That is 100% true.
Lewis, tell us your Instagram and your YouTube. Where can the people find you?
Alonso_collectibles, baby. That's where we at on Instagram. I typically post a lot on Instagram. That's probably where I'm the most active. And then you could just jump on the channel on YouTube. I try to be as active as I can, but make sure y'all check it out. I try to put a lot of cool exclusive content and stuff on it. Hanging out with artists, interview with artists, ripping product, and special events, and just going live with a bunch of homies, ripping by. It's just a good vibe. So if you want just a cool channel, just to kick back and hang out, check it out. Same as my name on the bottom here under my video screen there. What's that called? Is that my tag?
Yeah, your name, your title.
That's my name tag right there in orange. So make sure y'all check it out, man.
Before all you guys head over to Upperdeck Epack to open your Epack account, head over to Alonso's channel. Make sure you like and subscribe to stuff. It's one of my favorite channels. Thank you so much for joining us, Lewis. You're the perfect
always,
guest
bro. It's my pleasure, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt. Thank you for having me.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in. This has been our episode 2. Lots more to come. Lots more cool guests. Lots of really good topics. We'll all chat soon. Guys, take care now.